Hello there. My name is Olanrewaju Kehinde. I'm a parenting author, speaker, and course creator. You're all welcome to this amazing parenting webinar where I will be addressing parents on the issue of how to raise successful, exemplary, and outstanding children in the 21st century. I'm going to be starting by sharing this true life story. Many years ago, a friend of mine who was a teenager at the time shared a story that was funny, but is still relevant today, many years after. His parents, they used to practice the religion that is called traditional religion. And in their house, the issues are resolved in their house by inviting someone they call herbalist or a native doctor. So on this particular day, there was this issue in their house where the man invited this herbalist to the house to come and sort the issue. So when the herbalist was in the house, this my friend, who was a teenager at the time, was in his room pretending to be asleep, or he was trying to sleep, but he was not fully asleep. And okay, a little background to that. His parents just assumed that they knew him and that he was a good boy that has been trained to do things the way they have been training them. And the parents actually believed that he was a good guy who was quite innocent since he was like 16 or 17 years. But because we were talking during my youth service, so he told me that as at that time, he has slept with almost all the girls on the street where he was living, but his parents never knew this. So when the herbalist began to look into the issues why he was invited to the house, one thing was discovered that, okay, the man asked the father the question that, do you have any of your children who are quite young, naive, innocent? And the father confidently said, yes, my boy doesn't know much. So my friend told me that he overheard the herbalist asking the dad that, are you sure that your son has never been involved in any sexual experience with any girl before? The man said, no, of course, that he's a small boy, that he's just 16. So he still overheard the man asking the father that it's not about his age. How sure are you? The man said he was sure. That's how they started calling my friend. And my friend, of course, knowing that this is a traditional religion stuff, he didn't know what was going to come out of it, and he knew he wasn't innocent. So they were calling him, so he pretended to be asleep. After a while, the father came to the room, dragged him out. So when he came out, they gave him a mirror. And in that mirror, he was supposed to look into the mirror and to reveal what are the things that he was seeing. So after looking through the mirror, he said he couldn't see anything. The herbalist asked him again, what did you say? He said he couldn't see anything. The man started laughing, and he told the dad that this your son is an elder and he's an old man in the sense that, oh, he's not as innocent as you think. The man said it's not possible, that he doesn't know anything, he's just 16 years. So now said, okay, do you have any other child? They now brought his younger sister who was, I think, 12 or 13 at the time. She came to looking through the mirror and found out that she couldn't see anything. So that's when everybody started wondering that, what's this herbalist trying to do? But as things will turn out, there was a house help in the house who was well in her 20s, older than both of them. They now said, okay, maybe they should ask her to come and check. But the father said, no, if my own children that are innocent and don't know anything, cannot see anything, how will she see anything? But that's how the lady came around. And before she got to the mirror, according to my friend, she started explaining the things that she was seeing in the mirror. Things that he couldn't see, things that his younger sister couldn't see. So the father was so disappointed and was wondering that, so it means that my children have been doing stuff behind my back. The story I just shared is the story of a whole lot of parents today. A lot of parents don't even have an idea of what their children are actually into. And that is what we see today. And that has informed why this webinar is very important. So very briefly, I'm going to be discussing few things. Points I would like to be discussing with us are basically three. And the first point I want to talk about is the need for parents to have a very strong relationship with their children. Because a lot of parents don't seem to have a very close relationship with their children. They just assume a lot of things, like the man I just shared the story now. And one of the ways to have a strong relationship with your children is to have effective communication with these our children. What a lot of parents have, the kind of conversations they have with their children, funny enough, is what I call a monologue instead of a dialogue. You know, when you are conversing with your children, particularly in the part of country where I am from, A lot of parents are quick to just instruct their children, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you not to do as my children, this is wrong, this is right. And you now discover that they give instructions, but they don't give room for feedback. And I want you to know as a parent, whether you are a new parent or whether you are a parent that have preteens as your child or teenagers, this is one thing I want you to know. You must understand that as your children are growing, they are forming in the opinions that they have about life. So don't just be quick to say you want to give them instruction. Be quick to say you want to hear their feedback on any issue. Otherwise, there is going to be a kind of disconnect between you and your children. So hence the importance of having strong and effective communication with your children cannot be overemphasized. The second point I would like to raise is the point of discipline. You will need to learn how to discipline your children with love, so that even if they are doing something that is not right, you must find a way to discipline with them that will not be destructive to their self-esteem and their ego, and at the same time, for you to achieve what you want to achieve. You must ensure that, for example, you don't use a generic formula to discipline your child. If you discover that your child is somebody that is addicted or loves watching a particular cartoon or movie, and he violates one of your instructions, one of the quick things you can do is that to punish that child or to discipline that child, what you just need to do is you can make that child to abstain or to not have access to something that he or she normally loves, let's say for 2 weeks or a month, something that will be very painful to that child. You will discover that disciplinary measure will be, effective. Unlike to just say that, oh, because you didn't do this, I will punish you this way. So for every child or your different children, you can use different approaches to be able to say, oh, you are disciplining them. And to create a balance in our disciplinary actions towards our children. Another thing we need to really ensure we do is to make sure that there is a balance. Because many times parents discipline their children when they go wrong. But when the children do well or they do beyond our own expectation positively, those children are not compensated. They are not rewarded. And that makes there to be a kind of unbalance in our parenting style. So when a child goes wrong, discipline the child so that the child will understand that he's not supposed to do what he has just done.
For emphasis, it is extremely important for us to note that even though it is important and crucial for us to discipline our children when they go wrong or when they disobey our instructions, it's also important for us to take note of the fact that when these children do well, particularly beyond our expectations, then we are supposed to reward them. We are supposed to compensate them so that our reward system will not be lopsided. It won't be like, oh, we only respond when they don't do well, but we don't respond when they actually do well. So the next point that I want us to take note of as parents is we are expected to be exemplary leaders for our children, even at home. Because the truth is that there are a lot of parents that what they teach their children is exact opposite of what they do. You can't begin to do things like some people say, do as I say, don't do as I do. That is a bad parenting style and approach. You must ensure that anything you want your child to become, that is what you are already practicing. Anything you are teaching your child to do, that is exactly what you do. You can't, for example, say to your children, don't tell lies. And as a dad, as a mom, you tell lies. You can't begin to say that, oh, don't do this. And yes, that's exactly what you are doing. You are saying to your children, don't drink alcohol, for example, and yet you drink alcohol. How do you expect your children to understand exactly what you are trying to pass across? So just understand that you are supposed to be an exemplary role model to your children of exactly what you want them to achieve. Now, the last point I want to make before I move on to the next thing in this very important parenting webinar is about the concept that I learned some time ago when a particular man went to meet his coach, and he was complaining to his coach that his children are not turning out well. He was complaining to his coach that he was not having it easy with his parenting. And the coach said, you seem not to understand where you are getting it all wrong. That the issue is the fact that other sides of your life, you have spent time, energy, and resources to learn. No wonder you are so successful, because this man is a successful businessman. He was a successful guy even when he was in school. So the coach told him, you have spent money, you have spent time, you have spent energy to learn a whole lot when you were in school. No wonder you were a successful student. You have spent money, you have spent time, you have spent resources. Even as a business person, you travel all over the world for trainings to make your business to be successful. No wonder your business is successful. But the question is, with respect to your parenting, what have you invested? Little or nothing. And no wonder a lot of people are having problems in that area. And that's why I want to encourage you as you are listening to this, that as a parent, don't just think that parenting to raise successful and outstanding children is going to come easy. No, it's not going to come easy. The same way, if you have been lackadaisical with respect to the way you have treated your business, you won't be a successful businessman today. If you have been lackadaisical as a student, you will not be a successful student. The same way, if you are now approaching the issue of parenting with a lackadaisical attitude, trust me, you are not going to have success. So I want you to have a mindset shift from today, that you are going to be spending time, energy, and resources so as to learn on exactly what you are expected to do to raise outstanding, successful, and exemplary children, particularly in this 21st century. To assist you further in your parenting journey, I have put together a powerful and life-transforming parenting video course titled 21st Century Parenting Master Plan: How to Raise Responsible and Outstanding Kids. This is a course that, as a parent who wants to raise very unique set of children in this 21st century, you need to have this course. It contains a whole lot of things that you are going to gain from. Topics like different types of parenting, topics like how to be an exemplary role model to your children, topics like how a strong marriage can enhance effective parenting. Join other parents all over the world who are already sharing powerful testimonies of the incredible life-transforming impact they have experienced from the course, 21st Century Parenting Master Plan: How to Raise Responsible and Outstanding Kids. You are going to be seeing practical answers to commonly asked parenting questions in the 21st century, and a whole lot of other things. So I just want to appeal to you to take advantage, because I have a great offer for you if you are going to take action today. If you place order for this course today, I'm going to be giving you some 3 powerful parenting bonuses. An ebook titled 10 Parenting Secrets to Raise Responsible Kids. You are going to be having access to a practical and insightful parenting video titled Practical Lessons from the Issues of Life. And thirdly, you are going to be having access to another very powerful parenting ebook titled Parenting Manifesto: What You Need to Teach Values to Your Children. You are going to be getting all of these bonuses at no extra cost to you. And apart from that, you are going to be having access to a mind-blowing and ridiculous 90% discount if you place order for this course in the next 24 hours after watching this video. The total price of all the parenting course and all the packages is more than 30,000 naira. But if you place order for this course today, you are going to be having access at a ridiculous 90% discount. And all you need to pay to have access to this course and to all the parenting bonuses is only 3,000 naira. So what are you still waiting for? Click on the link below just to have access to this